when we were researching for this, our stats guy sent me your numbers, and they're ridiculous. I mean, they shouldn't be happening, but they're ridiculous numbers. So I picked out some of those. I mean, you think 134 tests, 12,000 runs, 3,800s, even more than the 3,800s, I thought the 11 doubles. But purely as a batsman, 67. And so he should never kept wickets. He'd have been second to Bradman.
If I didn't keep wickets, Harsha would never have got in the side, I think, even to start my career off. I was a very poor wicketkeeper when I started. But that actually got me in the door. And then slowly my batting took hold. So I'm pretty grateful for my wicket-keeping.
It took you 43 tests as a keeper to say, I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, actually, that decision was not up to me. There were certain times I came into the side. I first came in as a wicket-keeper, then I had to exchange roles with Ramesh Kalavitan, who was in and out of the side at that time. And then when he retired, Prasanna Jayawardena came into the side as a wicket-keeper, and he was brilliant. But then every time we went to either South Africa or England and we had to balance the side with an extra all-rounder or bowler, I had to again take the gloves. So it was always this role that used to come and go depending on where we played and the opposition we faced. But then after that 43rd test, I think the selectors thought enough was enough, and they wanted to see whether lesser physical and mental burden on me would improve my batting. And even though I was very much against giving up the gloves in Test cricket, thankfully, the decision was made for me by the selectors.
There you are, and here I'm thinking, you looked at your game and said, I'm better off not keeping, because even in those 60 test matches, it took you 60 test matches to give up the gloves. Even in those 60, the 17 that you played as a batsman, you were averaging in the 60s. So it was clear there right away.
Yeah, but when you're young and you're impetuous and you have this massive ego and you think, no, I can do everything. And the tough one was the position I batted, number 3. So there were various times when you had to keep for 4 or 5 sessions. And then, if the openers got out early, and there were times when they did, I had to walk in the first, second over. So no matter how much you were mentally willing to do it and thinking that you were tough enough and you were fit enough, physically your reaction times were slow. Maybe, decision-making process with mental fatigue at times that you don't notice makes it slower. And that affects your game. So, there are little things that you don't really understand or don't have the experience to deal with when you're a young cricketer. And luckily enough, I had one or the other skill, one or the other in terms of skill, keeping and batting to back me up in hard times. So I'm pretty grateful that, I was given the gloves early on, and that really improved my fitness. It really improved my understanding of the game, reading of pitches, reading of bowling, watching the bowler's hand, which stood me in great stead as a batsman right throughout my career, variations. So, even though I may have sacrificed a few, runs in terms of averages and all of that, it still made me the cricketer, I became.